Welcome back to Farmyard Care, the place where practical farmers, homesteaders, backyard growers, and animal lovers come to learn the real skills behind healthy land, strong animals, and a more self-reliant farm. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood beside your pig pen, looked at the feed bag, then looked at the price on the receipt and wondered, how much longer can I keep doing this? Maybe you are raising pigs for your family, trying to grow a small farm business, managing a backyard homestead, or simply learning how to turn simple ingredients into better results. If that sounds like you, this video is for you. Because the truth is, many farmers are not losing money because they are lazy or careless. They are losing money because feed costs keep rising, pigs grow slower than expected, and too many people pour commercial feed into the trough without really knowing what is inside the bag. When the feed is poorly balanced, your pigs may eat every day but still fail to gain weight properly. Their digestion suffers, their health weakens, and your profits quietly disappear. But there is a smarter way. Today, we're going to walk through how to mix homemade pig feed that is fresh, balanced, affordable, and designed to help your pigs grow faster and healthier. We will talk about the key ingredients, the science behind growth, the power of fermentation, and a clear 100-kilogram feed formula you can actually use on your own farm. So before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Farmyard Care, grab your notebook, and let's start building better feed from the ground up. Part 1. The cold hard truth about commercial feed. Now that we have opened the door to making our own feed, let's begin with a question every serious farmer should ask. Why should a feed factory, far from your pen, have the final say over what your pigs eat every day? When you buy ready-made commercial feed, you are not just buying grain and protein. You are handing part of your farm's success to someone else. And yes, some commercial feeds can work well. But the hard truth is that not every bag is made with your pig's best growth in mind. Some formulas rely too much on cheap fillers, binders, and byproducts that may keep the bag full, but do not always give your animals the nutrition they need. Then comes the second problem: price. One supplier increase, one shortage, one transport issue, and your feeding costs can rise fast. But when you start mixing your own feed, everything changes. You choose the grains. You decide the protein source. You can adjust the recipe for a piglet that needs gentle, concentrated nutrition, or for a finishing pig preparing for market weight. You are no longer guessing what is inside the bag and no longer trapped by the middleman. Homemade feed is not just cheaper. When it is mixed correctly, it gives your pigs a consistent meal, day after day. That means smoother digestion, steadier weight gain, stronger health, and fewer surprises in the pen. This is where real farming skill begins. Not by depending blindly on a factory, but by understanding your animals and taking control of what goes in the trough. Part 2. Understanding the pig's biological engine. But before we start measuring corn, soybean meal, bran, or molasses, we need to understand the living engine we are trying to fuel. A pig does not grow fast just because its stomach is full. A pig grows fast when the feed matches what its body is trying to build. For many years, farmers believed the answer was simply more protein. More protein in the feed, faster growth in the pen. But modern nutrition is more precise than that. Pigs do not need crude protein as just a number on a label. They need the right amino acids inside that protein. Amino acids are the small building blocks the pig uses to create muscle, repair tissue, support organs, and keep the body growing in the right direction. Among those amino acids, lysine is the one we must watch closely. In common grain and soybean-based diets, lysine is often the first nutrient that limits growth. When lysine is too low, the pig's body cannot build muscle efficiently, even if you keep adding more feed. That is why a pig can eat a lot and still grow slowly if the formula is not balanced. This is where the idea of ideal protein becomes so important. We want every essential amino acid balanced around lysine, not too much and not too little. A small piglet, around 5 kilograms, needs a more concentrated diet because its body is building muscle rapidly. But as that pig grows toward 100 kilograms, its needs shift from intense muscle building toward maintenance and fat deposition. If we keep feeding a finishing pig like a young grower, we are not creating better growth. We are creating wasted protein, extra body heat, and unnecessary cost. And of course, protein is only one side of the story. Energy powers the whole system. Calories from carbohydrates and fats must first keep the pig alive, warm, active, and comfortable. Only after those needs are met can the body turn nutrients into real weight gain. So the true secret is balance. Enough digestible energy, enough lysine, and the right amino acid profile for each stage of life. Once you understand that, homemade feed becomes a tool for faster, healthier growth. Part 3. The Holy Trinity: Energy, Protein, and Fiber. Now that we understand the growth engine inside the pig, it is time to build the feed that fuels it. For this guide, we are working with a practical 100-kilogram batch, a size that is easy to measure, easy to adjust, and useful for farmers who want real results without making the process complicated. The formula rests on 3 things every growing pig needs: energy, protein, and fiber. First comes the energy backbone: corn, also called maize. For 100-kilogram batch, start with about 60 kilograms of ground or cracked corn. Corn gives pigs the calories they need to move, stay warm, maintain their bodies, and still have enough energy left for healthy weight gain. In many swine rations, corn can make up 50 to 70% of the mixture because it is digestible, widely available, and one of the most affordable energy sources on the farm. Next, we bring in the muscle builder: soybean meal. Add around 20 kilograms of soybean meal to the batch. This ingredient matters because it supplies the protein and amino acids that help pigs build lean body mass. Soybean meal is especially useful because its amino acid profile fits the needs of pigs better than many other plant proteins. Without a strong protein source, pigs may keep eating but still look narrow, grow slowly, and take too long to reach market weight. If soybean meal is difficult to find where you live, you can use sunflower meal, peanut meal, or cooked pea flour, as long as the replacement is clean, safe, and properly balanced. Then we add the digestive regulator: rice bran or wheat bran. For this recipe, use about 8 to 10 kilograms. Bran may look simple, but do not underestimate it. It brings fiber into the formula, helping the digestive tract keep moving and preventing the ration from becoming too dense or heavy in the stomach. When digestion runs smoothly, feed is used more efficiently, and efficient digestion is one of the quiet secrets behind steady growth. Part 4. The flavor enhancers and growth accelerators. At this point, we already have a solid feed base. But solid is not enough if we want pigs that eat eagerly, digest well, and grow with strength. So now we improve the formula with ingredients that boost flavor, intake, and performance. The first one is the sweet secret: molasses. Add 5 kilograms of liquid molasses to the 100-kilogram batch. Molasses makes the feed smell and taste more attractive, and that matters more than many beginners realize. A pig that likes its feed will come to the trough faster, eat more consistently, and waste less by pushing feed aside. Molasses also brings quick energy into the ration and can help create a moist texture that reduces dust and supports better feeding behavior. Then comes the premium boost: fish meal. If your budget allows, add 2 to 3 kilograms of high-quality fish meal per 100 kilograms of feed. This is not just extra protein. Fish meal provides highly available lysine and valuable compounds that support growth, appetite, and immune strength. It is especially helpful for young piglets moving away from milk and learning to thrive on solid feed. Used wisely, fish meal can make the ration more powerful and help young pigs grow with better condition and stronger early development. Part 5. The invisible shields: minerals, vitamins, and binders. Now that the main ingredients are in place, we need to protect the value of everything we just built. They focus on corn, protein, and flavor, but forget the small ingredients that keep the herd strong from the inside. These micro-ingredients may look minor in the mixing tub, but in the pig's body they act like invisible shields. Start with salt. For a 100-kilogram batch, add exactly 1 kilogram of common salt. Salt helps regulate mineral balance, appetite, water use, and normal body function. But this is one ingredient where more is not better. Never push beyond that amount, because excess salt can lead to serious diarrhea, dehydration, and even dangerous salt toxicity if clean water is limited. Next, add 2 to 3 kilograms of calcium carbonate, which may come from agricultural lime or finely crushed shells. Fast-growing pigs need strong bones to carry rapid weight gain. Without enough calcium, they may grow unevenly, develop weak legs, or face skeletal problems later. Then, complete the protection layer with a vitamin and mineral premix. Add about 0.5 to 1 kilogram per batch. Whole grains are useful, but they cannot provide every trace nutrient in the right amount. A good premix brings in essentials like zinc, iron, and vitamins A, D, and E, supporting immunity, growth, and body function. And here's the professional step many farmers skip: toxin binders. Add about 0.2 kilograms of a reliable toxin binder to the batch. Stored grains, especially those exposed to moisture above 15%, can develop molds that produce mycotoxins. These toxins may be invisible, but they can damage growth, weaken immunity, reduce appetite, and make pigs refuse feed. A toxin binder is not a luxury. It is insurance for your pigs, your feed, and your money. Part 6. The ultimate hack: fermentation and probiotics. Once the feed is protected, we can take it one step further. What if you could make the feed easier to digest before the pig even takes the first bite? That is the power of fermented liquid feed and helpful probiotics. Fermentation works by inviting beneficial microbes to do part of the digestive work ahead of time. Instead of feeding only a dry mixture, you combine the feed with clean water and a starter culture containing useful organisms, such as Lactobacillus plantarum or Bacillus subtilis. Then let it ferment for about 3 to 5 days in a clean container. During that time, the feed changes. The pH drops, creating a more acidic environment that helps preserve the mixture and discourage harmful bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. At the same time, fermentation helps break down some anti-nutritional compounds found in soybean meal. That means the pig can access more of the protein, amino acids, and energy already present in the feed. For young piglets, this can be especially valuable. A well-managed fermented feed may improve digestion, support gut enzymes, reduce diarrhea, and help piglets transition more smoothly after weaning. When the gut works better, the pig wastes less feed and turns more nutrition into daily weight gain. And if you farm in a tropical area, you may have another powerful resource nearby: banana stalks. Chop 100 kilograms of young banana stalks that have not yet flowered. Mix them with 4 kilograms of molasses and 1 kilogram of salt, then pack the mixture tightly into a clean container and let it ferment for about 3 days. After that, this farm-made probiotic silage can be blended into your feeding program. It is a smart way to reduce waste, cut costs, and turn local materials into useful nutrition. Part 7. The Master Mixer's Technique. Now comes the part that separates a recipe on paper from a feed that actually performs in the pen. Even the best formula can fail if the mixing is careless. When you make feed at home, you are not just a farmer with a shovel. You are becoming your own small feed mill, and precision matters. First, pay attention to particle size. The way you grind your corn affects how much nutrition the pig can absorb. If the grain is too coarse, much of the starch may pass through the digestive tract and show up wasted in the manure. But if you grind it too fine, like flour, it can irritate the stomach and increase the risk of gastric ulcers. For efficient feeding, aim for a balanced grind, ideally around 600 to 800 microns, where the feed is digestible but not powdery. Next, follow the right mixing sequence. Do not throw every ingredient into one pile and hope for the best. Use the layering method. Begin with a clean, dry workspace, such as a large tarp or mixing basin. Spread half of the corn first to create an even base. Then sprinkle the small ingredients, including salt, vitamin premix, and toxin binder, across that base so they begin spreading early. After that, add the protein sources, such as soybean meal and fish meal. Then cover them with the remaining corn and bran. Now mix the dry ingredients thoroughly for 5 to 10 minutes, turning from the edges toward the center until the color and texture look uniform. You should not see pockets of salt, patches of bran, or clumps of protein meal. Finally, take your 5 kilograms of molasses, dilute it with clean water, and sprinkle it slowly over the mixture while continuing to turn the feed. The goal is not to soak it. The final texture should feel like moist, rich garden soil. Slightly damp, evenly coated, not dripping wet, and not dusty dry. This improves taste, reduces respiratory dust, supports digestion, and helps every mouthful deliver real nutrition. Part 8. Feeding Strategies and Storage Secrets. Now that your feed is mixed, balanced, and ready, the next question is just as important. How should you serve it? A good formula can still be wasted if the feeding strategy is wrong. Too much feed can make pigs lazy, overly fat, and expensive to raise. Too little feed can hold back their growth and keep them from reaching the potential already written into their genetics. For young weaners, usually around 1 to 2 months old, the stomach is still small and sensitive. At this stage, feed them about 500 grams to 1 kilogram per day, divided into 3 smaller meals. Smaller portions are easier to digest and help young pigs adjust without overwhelming their gut. For growing pigs, from about 2 to 4 months old, the body is building faster and the appetite is stronger. Increase the amount to about 2 to 3 kilograms per day, usually split between morning and afternoon feeding. This keeps energy steady and encourages consistent growth through the day. Once pigs reach the finishing stage, around 4 months and older, they may eat between 3 and 5 kilograms per day as they push toward market weight. But always observe the animal in front of you. A healthy pig should be active, alert, eating well, and gaining steadily, not just getting heavy with excess fat. And now comes the nutrient many farmers forget: water. Clean water is not optional. It is the foundation of digestion, appetite, temperature control, and growth. An adult pig may need 8 to 10 liters of fresh water every day. If the water is dirty, limited, or too far from the feeding area, pigs will eat less, stress more, and their growth can slow down very quickly. Finally, protect your feed after you make it. Homemade feed is fresh and valuable, but because it does not rely on strong synthetic preservatives, it must be stored carefully. Never mix more than your pigs can finish in about 2 weeks. Keep the feed in clean, breathable sacks, and raise those sacks off the ground on wooden pallets. Moisture from soil or concrete can creep upward, and once mold begins, all your hard work can turn into a health risk. Store feed in a cool, dry place, away from rodents, rain, and direct dampness. Good storage is not a small detail. It is what keeps your feed safe until the last scoop. Conclusion: empowering the homesteader. My fellow farmers, when you learn to mix your own pig feed, you are doing more than preparing a ration. You are taking back control of your farm. You are choosing what goes into the trough, what fuels your animals, and how much money stays in your pocket at the end of the season. With the right ingredients and careful mixing, this homemade system can save you around $18 to $40 for every 100 kilogram batch. Over time, that is not just a small saving. For a serious homesteader or small farm, it can become hundreds or even thousands of dollars that can be used for better housing, cleaner water systems, stronger fencing, or expanding your operation. But the real reward is deeper than money. It is the feeling of walking into your pig pen and knowing exactly what your animals are eating. You know the grain, you know the protein, you know the minerals, the molasses, the fermentation, and the care behind every scoop. That kind of confidence changes the way you farm. So start small, mix your first batch, watch how your pigs respond, track their appetite, their manure, their body shape, and their weight gain. Then adjust with patience and common sense. True farming skill is built through observation, practice, and the willingness to learn from the animals every day. If this guide helped you, please hit the like button, share it with another farmer who needs a breakthrough, and subscribe to Farmyard Care for more practical homesteading, gardening, and livestock wisdom. And before you go, leave a comment below. What is the biggest challenge you are facing with your pigs right now? Until next time, keep your hands dirty, your animals healthy, and your farm moving forward. See you on the farm.